Hello, everybody. Getting ready for tonight's show. Hey, it's Sunday night. We're going to have the live show starting in about 15 minutes. So let's hang out until we get the show going. Jumped on here a little bit early so we can hang out before the show starts for a few minutes. So, what is going on, everybody? What should we talk about tonight? Just getting everything set up. Hello to everybody over on Instagram, TJ Carlson, Carolyn Jeff, the Rope Drop Report, Andrew, One ARP, Erica, Jen R. Andrews is over there. Got lots of folks on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, as well as where else are we tonight? Twitter. We're all over the place tonight. We're in 5 streams. We'll start at the top of the hour, though. But what we're going to talk about, just drop it in the chat. Mute the TV. Just been watching the Olympics all day. Now I'm getting ready to watch Cardinals Cubs from Wrigley. That'll be fun. And we had some good races today: swimming, running, biking. What are y'all watching? Watching the weather down in Florida. It's not a hurricane yet. It's a tropical storm Debby. Watching all that, of course, because of work. So what is everybody up to? Just hanging out till the top of the hour. Ooh, let's see. Scotty G is going to join. We'll give Scott a call. He is picking up his dad from the airport, so he will be checking in mobily tonight from the car. Let's do this. Let's go here. And let us go over here. Post. Let's let everybody know that we are live. Excuse me. I did not mute. There we go. So what has everybody been doing this weekend? So let's see what we got here. I want to do this. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Share the Discord. Share. But I want to move this over to here. And come over here. So we're going to talk about this during the show. But this image that they showed during the Olympics, let's see if I can go solo on this. Classic. This was from the 100-meter final. I think this is a final. I guess it was. But this is shot from Cars, I guess one of the Cars movies. At the finish line, photo finish. And look at these 3 guys. Jamaica, U.S., I can't remember what country this guy was from. Tobago, I think. I don't know. I can't see. It's too small. But look at the colors of the cars. That photo finish. That was a riot. Sports Center showed this earlier tonight. A few minutes ago. It's perfect. So if you're not in the clubhouse, you need to come over. You'll miss this stuff. Yeah. June Mouse mom, who is from Alton, Illinois, right across the river from me, said facts. So I have to come over here and give that a 100% facts. But this is what you're getting if you come to the clubhouse. This is how it works. So if you come over here, we got all these. Well, first, when you join, you'll come into the Welcome Center. And when you join, just like Thrifty Fine 79 just joined. So what will happen is I will say, welcome to, I do this for everybody, to the clubhouse. Thrifty Fine 79. So glad you are here. Then I'll give a little wave to Thrifty Fine 79. Hello. And then you're here. And then you come over here in the clubhouse here and you can, pick any of these little channels you want to talk about. And if it's white, that means there's new posts in it since your last time. So there's something new for me in the Disney Cruise Line, which we'll talk about that. So we're talking about disembarkation time if we take our own luggage, Dream in Southampton. We were talking about the treasure being floated out the other day. That's pretty cool. So it's just kind of fun. Come over to the clubhouse. It's a good time. Talking about theme parks. What's going on? Question about extended evening hours. Should I expect extended evening hours at Animal Kingdom to continue on Fridays? Or just as likely the day of the week will change. I have a trip in early November, and the park hours information hasn't progressed that far. That's from David P. So again, we have discussions in here, and these people over here are folks that are online right now. So there's 35 people online right now. So you can see maybe you are in there. Maybe you see yourself. There's me. So we have all kinds of, so most of these are Disney. We have also trivia every day. Trisha hosts trivia questions. So if you're a trivia person, you can come in here and like we do. This means it's like, so you can't see the answer, but if you click on it, you can. That's for yesterday. It was a question about where his the Special Olympics been hosted, and it was ESPN World of Sports. Today's question is, what year did Disneyland Paris open to go along with Scott's show? And you type it in here with bars so nobody can see it. So Dennis is the only one that has it, but I can't click on it because they'd be cheating till tomorrow. Oh, somebody just posted. When you hear that sound, here's the best thread right here. Live updates from the Disney parks. I'm going to talk about this during the show. Oh, Stacy says, Thrifty Fine 79 is me. Hey, Stacy, welcome to the clubhouse. Glad to have you. So, let's see, live updates. So this is where people post live from Walt Disney World. Julie in Scotland is down there. She's in Germany right now. She posted this within the hour. They are braving the tropical storm. They are with their cute little family there in Germany with their ponchos on and having a good time. Robbie J says, love your enthusiasm today. The entire trip, great family picture. I agree. I'll give that a thumbs up. Yes. They're just the best pictures. Erin EE has been posting pictures from her trip throughout the trip. And I mean, her kids are just so cute today. They went over to Primo Piatto to have lunch and they popped out and boom, Donald Duck and some of the characters were out there playing games with the kids. So they played some Connect 4 and some bocce ball and soccer with the kids. Got some great pictures. There they were riding the Skyliner over. I mean, it's so fun. There they are. Earlier in the day, some of their family was riding Rise, so they were on alien swirling saucers. It's just, if you need a little Disney fix, the clubhouse is the place to go. There's no ads, doesn't cost anything. It's just chill. It's super chill. I didn't know what a Discord server was, I'll be honest. And we set this up and it was just so fun. So I will talk about this and share this tonight once the show starts. I gotta show you a couple of these other pictures. Hang on. They're so cute. I mean, look at this. Christy's here. She's from up in Canada. Look at these pictures. I mean, I was gonna show you, like, how cute is this? People, I mean, because this is the channel where if you're at a Disney destination, we just ask you to share a few pictures about your trip for the benefit of everybody that's missing Disney. I mean, look at this. Look at that. There's Ratatouille. I've never seen the movie, but there's a little rat. Oh, is that Groot? I'm Groot. I should see the movies more. Look at that. Look at that sunset. Toy Story Land. Julie got. This is Ella. Look at those lightsaber pictures in Galaxy's Edge. Those are epic. I need those. These are the ones. Holy cow, look at these. Look at that. Tell me they shouldn't be in a commercial for Disney. Mickey and Minnie. Look at that. Look at this. That is precious. Look at the autograph by Minnie, the hug by Mickey. Oh my gosh. That is something. Look at that. Showing her shirt to Minnie. That's perfect. Kieran showing off his view there off of his Animal Kingdom Lodge balcony. Oh, food pictures. Julie, thank you. You're killing us. There's somebody posted there's Scott with an old fashioned. That is the way. So I'm just saying it's fun. So yeah, come on over to it and join us like Stacy just did a few minutes ago. We love having you. All right, we will start the show in 5 minutes. 5 minutes till showtime. And we'll take your calls and all that good stuff. How do I go back? Ooh, check that out. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun if like Scott's not going to be here tonight, which he's not going to be on video, so I could just have a floating little picture. I like that. That's pretty fun. What else can I do? No. Just messing around until we start the show. What's this do? Oop, no. Nope. Guess that's the only one I can do. Wait, what's this do? Ooh, I'm way down the corner. I'm teeny tiny. That's probably better. Let's see. Nobody wants to see me. I'll do that. All right. So we will start at 6 Central. Where's my soda? I should probably get a new soda real quick. Thrifty finds, Stacy. So you get thrifty finds. You a thrifty shopper. Let me grab a soda real quick out of the fridge. Let me mosey over to the fridge. Woohoo! One of my last cherry Coke Zeros. They never have these at the store. Let's see. Ooh, I see how I can do that. Very cool. Okay. Now we're in business. We're cooking with bacon, as my grandma used to say. Oh, Lordy. Miles Michaelis is pitching. Oh, no. This will be ugly. So, what are we talking about? Put it in the chat. Let me know. 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 See lots of people over on Instagram. Hodge WDW GP 3217. Dig Dag. Brick Crook. Walnuts 24. Running in his presence. Picos 1911. Rylulu. I love Instagram names. Good evening to Andrew from the River City. I would imagine that would be STL. Hello to Andrea. Just got her squared away for Princess Half Marathon weekend with the entire family. Nothing better than that. A Run Disney weekend and the family. Best of both worlds. Jessica's here from New Hampshire. I just like to play around that thing. I mean, I paid extra for that, so I have to use it every once in a while. Coach Dad 1 over on Instagram. Hello, hello. All right, we're going to start in about 2 minutes. And since Scott isn't here, we need your calls. Ooh, I don't have the phone hooked up. I can't call Scott. I don't have the phone hooked up. So no calling Scott. So if we don't have calls tonight, it's going to be a super short show. These headphones are bothering me today. I don't know why. These are my good headphones. Getting ready to start a podcast. Getting ready to start a podcast. How do I share this to... don't know. All right, let's do a podcast. Let's see what we got. That's kind of cool. So it's happening now. All right, let's do a podcast. Here we go. I guess I'll still use the house band, even though Scotty G's not here. Got to have fun, right? All right, silence the phone. Hang on 1 second. We'll get started in just a second. Hang on 1 second. All right, let's do this thing. Here we go. And is the house band ready? The house band's ready. Is this ready? This ready? This ready? This ready? This ready? Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, August 4th, 2024. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from brguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Sunday night to you, or happy Thursday if you're checking us out on the replay, which is absolutely fine because we're a podcast. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Hope you're having a great week. If you are checking us out on the replay, we are going to have a great hour here on the open line, and we're going to be taking your calls for the next hour at 407-413-9395. Again, that's 407-413-9395. It's the BOGP open line. Emphasis on open line because Scotty G not joining us tonight. Well, not off the top of the show because he is being a good son tonight and picking up his dad from the airport. His dad was actually out in California and needed a ride home from the airport. Flight delayed. We've all been there, right? So we had a plan. And whenever you have a plan and it involves airplanes and travel, that stuff never works out very well. So we're going to try to get a hold of Scott and talk to him during the show, but we have lots of topics, and this show is not about me. It's not about Scott. It's about you guys every Sunday night. So the phone lines are open at 407-413-9395. Again, that's 407-413-9395. Let's talk Disney. Anything you want to talk about. We have things that we could talk about. I have ideas. We could talk about the tropical storm that is now approaching the state of Florida. Luckily, it's not headed directly for Orlando or Walt Disney World, but it is going to sideswipe Walt Disney World. Going to give a lot of rain, some wind. We have our good friend Julie from Scotland posting pictures just an hour ago. Her family was in Germany in Epcot over in World Showcase. They had donned the ponchos, but they were still having a good time. They were enduring it. They said, "We're from Scotland. We're hardy folks. This is not much different than back home. We can handle this." And they were smiling. They were a little wet, but they were having a great time. And I love that attitude. That was so great. So that's what I love about our clubhouse. We are a fun community. We support each other, and everybody's like, "Go, Julie. Go, family. Great picture. Go eat sauerkraut. You know, you're in Germany. Go get a pretzel. Drink a beer." It was great. So they're having a good time, but if you're down there, stay safe and have fun. And, you know, hopefully this will make the crowds lower. Basically, Troy right now, he's tuned in on Facebook. He's one of our frontline folks. He works in, he's a policeman down there. So stay safe down there because he's taking care of his community all the time. He says, we're getting the bands from Little Debbie right now in Spring Hill, Florida. Little Debbie, stop, Troy. One, you're teasing the storm. Never tease a storm. Don't do well. Do what you want. I guess you're down there in Florida. I never tease tornadoes. Like when they say stuff here in the Midwest, I don't joke. And also, you just said, little Debbie, I now need a Swiss roll or a Christmas tree cake or something. Oh, stop. Now I need a sweet. So glad to have you here. And so that's what's happening. We could talk about that. I have actually ridden out a Category 2 hurricane at Pop Century. So have you ever been at Walt Disney World during a hurricane? It was, to me, it was awesome because I'm a weather nut. I am one of those people that in the Midwest, like when they tell us like they give you the category 0. I don't know if they do this they probably do where you live. Like they give you the category 0 to 5 intensity of like your thunderstorms that are coming at you. And when we get like to a 3, our weathermen start going crazy. They're like, it'll be Monday and they'll be like, on Thursday, we're going to be like in a category 3 first alert day. Like we could have bad storms. Like I get excited. I'm like, yes, because I love weather. I love storms. I love stormy days. So, and I taught science when I was an elementary school teacher, and I taught at space camp. So I'm a science nerd, right? So when we were down there, we had no idea. We'd driven down there. We didn't know what was going on. This was in 2004. We got down there and like, the people start talking, oh, there might be a hurricane, but it was not even coming towards us in Central Florida for the longest time. And all of a sudden at the last minute, this storm that was going to go out over the Gulf and go like towards Louisiana took a big right-hand turn over like by Tampa and just boom, headed right for Orlando and blew right over Orlando. And I remember like my wife freaked out because this was before Mallory was born. Paige was like 9. We hunkered down we were in the 70 section of Pop Century. Pam and Paige actually were in the bathtub when this was at night, when the heart of the storm was passing over the resort. I mean, the winds were whipping. You could hear them. And she was calling her mom back home. I was out on the balcony because I wanted to feel like what a 90-mile-an-hour wind felt like, sustained wind. It was wild. I was getting hit with like pine needles. It was crazy, but I wanted to feel it. And it was pretty amazing. We got up in the morning. A lot of the trees were ripped out of the ground, and Animal Kingdom was closed for 2 days because all the damage. The parks were all closed for like that next morning. A couple of the parks opened at noon. Animal Kingdom was closed for 2 days. And I want to say, not Epcot, it was the studios that was closed, but it was pretty wild. But that was the biggest like weather event I experienced ever at Walt Disney World. So I know some people have been there during other hurricanes and like they've had to stay in their rooms and they didn't ration food, but they brought food in boxes and stuff like that. So if you've ever had that, give us a call. Let us know what that was about. So, you do what you can, right? We plan these trips out sometimes 9 months in advance, 12 months in advance, and then you got to kind of make the best of it. I kind of tricked my wife into that one. I wanted to be there for the hurricane. I wanted to, like, once in my life, I wanted to like say that I was in a hurricane because I knew we wouldn't be like in grave danger. Plus, like I said, we had driven to Florida and I didn't want to be on the highway during a hurricane. Like, I didn't want to be on 75 with a hurricane coming down. Like that would have been way worse to be on the interstate during a hurricane. I'd much rather be in a hotel where there's food, water, shelter than in that trip we drove my in-laws Monte Carlo. So no, thanks. There's 3 of us in a Monte Carlo. No, I did not want to be there. So that was kind of crazy. So I have a couple of topics we could talk about tonight, but if you've ever ridden out a storm, a hurricane, I've been there. I've been at Walt Disney World. I ran a race one time, marathon weekend, where it sleeted. That was pretty shocking to me that I ran a race with sleet at Walt Disney World, but I have. It was crazy. What was your weather story for Walt Disney World? All right, Jessica on Facebook, who's tuned in live with us, is staying at Pop for 6 nights. Do you usually eat breakfast from there before parks every day, or do you get tired of the few offerings? So what do you do if you're staying at Pop? So I stay at Pop a lot of times for race weekends, and I kind of alternate it. So a lot of times if I'm staying at Pop for race weekend, I'll go back to Pop and get my breakfast at Pop. And a lot of times I'll get I'll either get the, we have this argument with Pam Forrester, right? She does not like the bounty platter. She will not eat bounty platters. I love bounty platters, and they have a bounty platter at every Walt Disney World resort, right? It's the breakfast potatoes. It's got like a pancake, sausage. Sometimes instead of a pancake, sometimes it's got a Mickey waffle. What else does it have? Like a sausage link, a little bacon, breakfast potatoes. That's it. And I like a good bounty platter. That's me. I'm a good Midwest guy. So I do that a lot. But I also, a lot of times, Pop Century has a really good breakfast sandwich, like a sausage breakfast sandwich with egg. I like that a lot. And a lot of times it comes with breakfast potatoes. So I will eat it, and I'll alternate those two things at Pop Century. But then sometimes if I'm going to the Magic Kingdom, I'll skip the breakfast at Pop Century and like go back to Gaston's Tavern and have the big old cinnamon roll with a Coke Zero, because that's really good. A fountain Coke Zero and a cinnamon roll. So it just depends. But Pop Century, I don't know if you'd have it for 6 days in a row, but maybe like every other day is probably what my plan would be. Good question. Stacy over on Facebook says, I hope the next storm is a few more weeks out. We are getting on our first Disney cruise next week. The good news is, okay, here's the good news about cruising, because I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm sailing in hurricane season. But here's the good news. With the cruises, if there's bad weather, they're going to take that ship somewhere else. Now, the only thing is, if you're really, really wanting to go to a certain port, that could be an issue. So like if you are dead set that you want to go to St. Thomas and you're on an Eastern, that could be an issue with a cruise this time of year, because if there's a hurricane that's out on the, in the Eastern Caribbean, they could definitely switch your cruise to a Western itinerary and go to Jamaica and Grand Cayman and stuff like that instead. But you're still going to have an awesome 7-night cruise either way. If you're not married to the islands you visit, which I'm the kind of person, I'm not. I can go anywhere. I just want to be on the ship. So then you don't have to worry about it. But if you are worried about where you're going to go, that could be an issue. All right, we have first call of the night. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, it's Megan from Pennsylvania. How you doing?
Megan, thanks for calling in. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing well. I just booked kind of last minute my first kid-free weekend with the girls. So we're doing a girls trip in a few weeks without the kiddos.
I'm still waiting for my first kids free. Well, with my wife. I mean, I go to the runDisney race weekends by myself, and that's it. But yeah, I still haven't done that, and I've been doing this thing for like 20 years now. So good for you.
Oh, No, I'm looking forward to it. It all kind of came together last minute. We've been talking about a trip, and it finally was like, all right, let's pick a weekend. Let's just make it happen. So we're going to go down. We're going to get one of the first Halloween parties in.
So
that'll be a blast.
Let me ask you this though. What made you pull the trigger? Because obviously you were talking about it, thinking about it for a while, but it's always pie in the sky. But what made you actually say, we're doing this?
Well, to be honest, we had finally all agreed on a date, and my husband had just gone on a guy's trip. And I said, wait a minute, I need my turn now.
It's the revenge trip.
Yeah. And it was how I got through being solo with the kids for a few days. I remembered my trip coming in the future. So.
That works. So funny. So you're going to the Halloween party, one of the first ones. That's going to be fun.
We are. Yeah, that'll be fun. We haven't been able to do that because we have young kids, and it's too late for them at this point. So we're going to do that. And it's going to be an interesting dynamic because I'm going with one friend who's an annual pass holder and another friend who's brand new to Disney. So it will be very interesting. My friend who's an annual pass holder and I not scaring off the new person.
It's a fine line to walk, right? Because I mean, you're going to give that person an amazing experience because they're not going to miss any. Like if it was like 3 blind mice going in, there's a lot of like, oh man, they could totally miss a whole lot of cool stuff that they shouldn't miss. They're not going to miss anything, but you also have to kind of be careful. You're not putting the pedal to the metal the whole time on that person to be like, oh my God, slow down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and she's actually not getting it in time for the Halloween party, so she won't go to that. So I was thinking my other friend and I, we can go a little crazy at the Halloween party with our Disney, and we're staying at Riverside, so we'll have a nice resort Disney spring day, and then we're gonna do around the world at Epcot. So that'll be a good easy break into Disney for her, I think.
That's too funny because right now, just like 2 seconds ago, Cynthia is in our live chat. She's tuned in on YouTube as we're recording, and she says her daughter is actually a cast member at Riverside right now. And she said she's a good Midwesterner.
Oh.
Her daughter at Riverside right now is kind of disappointed with this storm because it's kind of a non-event at Walt Disney World. And she's kind of like me, and was hoping it would be a little more. Hey, it's early. It's only August. It's the beginning of August. Hold tight. You might get something still.
Very true. And that's why I'm hoping that I'll get it out of the system for a couple weeks to go down there.
So are you guys going to do any costumes for the party, or are you just going to just have fun and be smarter?
We're kind of doing like not full costumes, but like the Disney bounding, like the suggestion of the costumes. We're going to go as Joy and Sadness from Inside Out.
Nice. See, Scott and I would do Joy and Pain like Rob Bass, but that'd be like
yep.
That's pretty fun. So like what? So
no, I'm excited though. We're not gonna. I mean, I know it's gonna be hot. That was part of it. It's like, oh man, it's gonna be so hot. We don't usually go in the summer, but I was thinking, you know what? I don't have the kids. We're not gonna be pushing strollers along or lugging giant park bags, and we can take breaks when we need to. We don't have to run to get on every ride. We can just enjoy ourselves.
Frozen margaritas.
Absolutely. That's what I said. We can just do frosés, go from the frozen margaritas to the frosés to
There's ways around that.
Yes.
So what's the sense from the person who is not the annual pass holder, like the noob? Like, are you giving them much, or are you kind of just letting them show up and see what happens?
Not a ton. I don't want to overwhelm.
I like that attitude, right? Because I think you can just like scare them to death. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I gave her a list like, hey, here are a few things you might want to think about that you might not, like poncho, neck fan, cooling towel, small park bag, water bottle, 2 pairs of shoes, just kind of like the essentials that you might not think about. But I did send her a list of, there's not a festival going on right now. So that kind of works in our favor because that's a lot when there's a festival going on too. But I said, oh, here's a list of some of the top food and drinks in each country. And she was looking at it. She was like, oh, wow, that looks amazing. But I think I need to hydrate. I'll start hydrating now.
Yeah. No kidding. So so she's looking forward to Epcot. That's going to be like a highlight for her. Is she said, like, is there any attraction that maybe she said, oh man, I got it, like, because I mean, everybody's got kind of a cultural like connection, even if you're kind of new to it all, like a Small World or a like Haunted Mansion or anything like Pirates. She said
she honestly hasn't mentioned it yet. Like I said, it's all just kind of come together in the last couple of weeks. The annual pass friend, she'd already booked a place, and she's like, well, I'm going down, so if you choose to join me, come on. So we just like, all right, we're joining her, let's do this. So I love Guardians. I'm pumped to get on Guardians again and do that. And I haven't been down. I know like there's not a festival going on, but I haven't been down since the Communicore Hall was opened. So that'll be interesting to see that and everything.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. It doesn't look like it's much, but
no, not when, but it's a good air conditioning place.
Is.
So
it's a good place for that frozen margarita. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking of Guardians a little bit more than that. So, I mean, so let me ask you this: are you excited about and I'm guessing I know our listeners, I know our community, but the change to Genie Plus, to the booking your lightning lanes before you get, I mean, this is your jam, right?
Yeah. So we are going to go to Hollywood Studios on the last day before we fly out. So we are going to try out the new Genie Plus for that. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and trying that out. And we'll definitely want to, since you can book and you can see what's available, which is amazing. And, once you use one, you can rebook. And so we're not staying till the park closed. We have to fly back out. So we'll definitely want to, book what's available first thing and then kind of keep stacking on top of that once we finish. So I am interested to try that out. It's good to try the new things out. Like, all right, Disney in summer, my family hasn't done that. And New Lightning Lane, my family hasn't done that yet. I can go out and test the waters and see how it would work for our family, then bring them all back and we can, do it all together. Not trying to figure something new out with kids who tend to cry and, the things kids do.
And that's a great attitude, right? I mean, because it is like you're more agile when you're on your own, like, and you get a better sense of, you don't have so many variables with all the kids, and like you can say, oh, I can try this and not have so well, I got you on here. I just kind of polling you here. Let me ask you this one question, because I'm curious as to how people are kind of feeling right now. What do you think Disney's doing really well as far as the theme parks? And you could like include cruise line if you want in this, but like, what's something, if somebody came up to you right now and said, I really like this about what Disney's doing with the parks, and like on the opposite side, what is something you wish that, if they asked you, hey, I wish they would improve this. Like, give me one thing like on either side. I'm just curious, like where our community stands on those two things.
I think they do a really good job about listening to people, about listening to their patrons and fans. Like, people were not happy about Genie, so they basically went back to Fast Pass, but you just pay for it. People get, I feel like they're pretty good at when they try something. Now, they can't do it for everything, of course, but a lot of times I notice when they try something, it doesn't work out. People talk about it and they listen. I think they're doing a pretty good job with that. I think where they can improve, I'm interested to see what comes out of D23, because Universal, they just like unleashed a bomb of all these brand new things they're doing, right. And I definitely think Disney World is due for something brand new and big, not just like an attraction, but like, so like there's been hints of, going beyond Big Thunder and when they're going to start the whole Dinosaur Land refurb. So I definitely think they're due for something big like that. And that's something I think they can improve on.
That's a good point. I mean, we've said for 10 or 15 years, right, that they're just, they can't do a fifth gate, right? It's like, it's too much. But at this point, Universal, and we've always said that, having competition is good. Competition is good in every kind of, business, right? I mean, Apple needs Google to push them, everybody. Ford needs Chevy, it's like, if you don't have competition, it's like with sports, if you don't have somebody that's pushing you all the time, you're not going to get better. You're not going to go to the gym, even with yourself. But the thing is, like, Universal has just hammered it so hard that you're right. I mean, we are to the point where Disney is going to have to give us possibly more than just, even a land at this point. I mean, it's hard to believe 5 years ago that we would be saying this, but I mean, it has, I think, gotten to that point. We'll see.
And the only way they can control the crowds now is raising the prices. And it's getting so high. They can't just keep raising the prices. They've got to be able to expand so more people can get in and people can still access it. Like the new cruise ships, I'm really hoping the Destiny does a shorter agenda, because I would love to go see the Treasure, but being a new ship with a week-long itinerary, it would be $10,000 for my family of four to go on that trip. To experience that.
And the Destiny,
crazy.
Yeah, and I totally hear. Well, the Destiny is doing like 4 and 5 nighters to the.
Okay,
to the
good. Good.
Is out of Lauderdale, I believe.
Great.
So that was going to be my next topic I bring up. Let me ask you, because you're kind of plugged into this. I don't like the Destiny. I'll be honest, but here's the thing, and I've said this in the clubhouse, and I'm fine with that. Like, I hope people. I'm not trying to be negative, but
sure.
And every ship is not going to be for every person. This is my point I'm trying to make. Like, I mean, Royal Caribbean has like 30 ships, right? And I wouldn't expect that I'm like falling in love with 30 ships, because that would be not genuine. Like, you have to have favorites. Like, there has to be some reason why you like a ship, because it has like a theme that's up your alley. Like, I just love the fantasy for some reason. I like the layout. But like, I've never seen a Marvel movie. So when they hang Spider-Man off the back, Like I've never seen a Spider-Man movie, and it just doesn't feel Disney to me. Like I've never seen Black Panther,
No.
so like that big Black Panther statue. I just like to me, and again, I'm older, right? So I am kind of the old curmudgeon at this point. I can't believe it because I still feel like I'm like a 12-year-old dude in a old man's body at this point. But I just feel like it needs to be like a Goofy or a Donald or a Daisy or a Mickey or Pluto or some like a variation. Like you could have like a like Mickey in a cape or something on the tail.
Yeah.
Something that's so public. I'm not saying you can't have Marvel restaurant themes and stateroom themes and all that stuff and shows, but it just it's like, where are we going to go with this? Because it just seems like, but maybe it is the way to go. I could be absolutely wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but I just think, and it's fine. Like maybe I just won't sail the Destiny because I have 5 other ships I can go on. It's fine.
It's definitely a very niche, ship. Like my husband and son are very excited because they're big superhero people. Spidey is their favorite, so they're super pumped for that. But when I saw like the main hall, I was like, ooh, that's very different.
It is very different. It is. But some people, exactly. But I mean, some people might have been like, different. Indifferent is probably good because it is way different. Like I saw it, I'm like, whoa, because that does not look like the other ones. But I mean, do you need 6 of the same thing? You probably don't, but it's just, and like you said, your son and your husband, if that's their ship, that's great, because I mean, every ship doesn't have to be for every person. And man, if that's their ship, like I love that the Destiny's their ship, the Fantasy's my ship, somebody else, the Magic's their ship, and the Wish is theirs. Like that's cool. Like Pam Forster loves the Wish, like that's her ship. I mean, and we all have our favorites. I love that.
And we mentioned too, so a Marvel Day at Sea has never worked out for us because I think they're all in like January and February, and they're 5 days like while school's in session, so it's never worked out for us. But I said, you don't need a Marvel Day at Sea with this ship. You have an entire Marvel week at sea, so that's for the people like that. It opens up the Marvel stuff year round.
I agree. Well, hey, great call. It's been fun, and you're gonna have a great trip. So you've obviously done the Halloween party before, right? So you're ready to do it again.
I don't think we have. We've been down at the Halloween time, but because the kids have been little, we haven't done the party. We did the Christmas party, but we haven't done Halloween.
You're gonna love it. I mean,
I'm excited to see the grave diggers.
Oh, they're so cool. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. If the weather's good that night, second parade. If the weather's sketchy, make sure you see the first parade just in case the second one get canceled. I'm
gonna try to get on Tiana's during the first parade because it's standby during the Halloween party.
Yep. So. Yep. Do that. Yep. But also don't get your candy right away because then you got to lug that stuff around all night. But do get candy.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, because I mean the candy kind of sustains you for the rest of the trip.
That's true. And I told my kids that's their souvenir.
Oh, heck yeah. Because, back then I was still teaching 6th grade, man. I had candy like till Christmas to give out to my class. Like I just, because I taught math back then. So like, I'd be like, multiplication facts. It was like feeding seals. It was like 7 times 8. And somebody'd be like 56. I'd be like Milky Way.
Perfect.
It was awesome. No, have a great time. And hey, give us a yell when you get back. I can't wait to hear about this trip. It's going to be fun.
Sure thing. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Good talking to you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. Hey, want to hear what your thoughts are? What's Disney doing well when it comes to theme parks, and what could they do better in your opinion? Also, that was going to be my next topic. We got the Disney Destiny reveal, all the stuff that's going to be happening with that wonderful ship, the next Wish class ship in the fleet. So we're going to have Spidey on the tail there, hanging there with the little spiders that he's shooting his webs at. It's pretty, that I will give it. That is pretty cool looking. How he's shooting the webs across at the little, I think there's like 3 spiders on the back there. I do like that he's like slaying spiders on the back of the ship. That's pretty cool. I'm just not a Spider-Man fan. I'm not a superhero guy. I know there's other people that are. That's cool. And I've never seen Black Panther, so I don't know who that person is in the atrium. It's huge. Like I'm used to those little statues, like little Sailor Mickey and Cinderella and all those people. They're tiny. That statue is enormous, and that stairway is so different. It's cool. It's just different. I don't know. Like it is. our caller said it, like it's a very niche ship, which is going to be great for the Marvel fans. But is Disney going to go down this road now where is the next ship going to be really Star Wars centric? And is that where we're going to go? Is that fine? Because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So if they put, let's take this to the next level, right? Okay, so say the next ship is, let's not go with like, let's blue sky this. A subsequent ship is a Star Wars ship. So on the tail, they put Darth Vader. Okay, so Darth Vader's on the back with a lightsaber. And in the atrium, we have, I don't know, Han Solo. And the chandelier in the atrium is the Death Star. I mean, yeah, Patrick says the Star Wars ship would be called the Galactic Cruiser. Forget Star Cruiser. That's I got to give you a bell on that one. That's pretty slick over on YouTube. But then am I all about that? Yes, I probably am, because that is my thing. But so then am I going against my own argument because or am I reinforcing my argument? Because the thing is, like, these ships are getting more and more niche. Because like the Magic, when I first sailed the Magic in 1998, it was just a cruise ship with Disney touches because it was the only ship in the fleet. It was just a very classic ocean liner that had a lot of Disney touches. The restaurants had Disney feel to them. The lounges had some Disney to them. The staterooms had Disney to them. Everything had Disney, but classic Disney touches to them. So did the Wonder, the sister ship. I feel the Dream and the Fantasy both had that as well. The Wish kind of went a little bit more away from that because I think it went more princess to me. The Wish felt more princess. It felt more white. It felt more like white, like light. It felt like everything was more, instead of like woods, like grains, like browns, it felt like it was painted more like white. You saw like a lot more like pure white, like kind of like a princess white or like light blues, kind of like a Cinderella color palette. And it just felt like more princessy. It felt like a princess ship. And I think that was kind of going for that kind of theme. And so maybe this ship is going for the superhero theme. I don't know. And that's fine because I don't have to sail every ship. And I might even sail that ship and like it. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But first glance, I was like, whew, it just caught me off guard. I was wondering, like, what do you think? So give me a call. What do you think? I know you're out there. We have a lot of folks tuned in tonight. Lots and lots of folks. So 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. 9395. Brooke Rose is tuned in as she is riding the Skyliner over to the Riviera. So shout out to Brooke Rose on the Skyliner headed to the Riv. Go to Primo Piatto for me. Have a Madame Croque. And let's see here. We have some comments as folks are tuned in. William says that he had a lot of luck with Genie Plus, and so that was a good thing. So he's not so excited about the new Lightning Lane system because Genie Plus was his jam. So that's good to hear. Let's see here. Michael says Epcot still needs some help. He says fix Figment, fix Wonders of Life, and let's get a new country. It would be nice to have a new country. One more country, because it's been a while, right? What's the newest country? Is it still? I guess it still is Norway. Yeah, that'd be nice. And Michael also says Spider-Man and Black Panther don't fit into him in the cruise line. But we'll see. I mean, for the folks that want to sail that ship, maybe they do. I just like the classic Disney characters, but we'll see. Patrick says, I think Disney gets a bad rap for expansion. Their property portfolio is so much bigger. I do think they're relying on IP too much. He agrees with Mike there. So yeah, they do really, really lean on their own IP. But my favorite attractions, and I think a lot of us, I don't know why Disney doesn't understand this. They do. The safe bet is to go with the movie stuff, the IP stuff, right? Because everybody in the general public knows Star Wars characters. They know Guardians of the Galaxy. They know Tiana. They know Anna and Elsa. They know all that stuff. So they're safe when they make an attraction around that. They can sell lots of merch. But man, how good is Expedition Everest? How good is Space Mountain? How good is Big Thunder? I mean, is Disney theme park fans, all of us that are listening tonight, those are good attractions that have stood for decades. We love those attractions. would that not still work in 2024? Yes. Yes. Come up with some, just give us one attraction. I mean, try it. Turn your Imagineers loose and just like let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a chance. You got to do something with Epic Universe coming online. Give it a shot. Let's see what happens. All right, we have our next call. Hey, who's joining us?
It's Jason down in Celebration, Florida. So, hanging in here with Tropical Storm Debby.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, I hope you're staying dry and it's not too windy for y'all.
Yeah, it's a little windy and, rain here or there, but honestly, it's not too bad. I was kind of surprised when the one person said they were on the Skyliner. I can't believe it's going right now, but that's kind of cool.
I thought the same thing. I thought that would be kind of a windy little ride of this evening, but I thought, hey man, if you got to go get your Madame Croak and you got to get back to Art of Animation, let's roll. Let's go.
all of a sudden the Skyliners and e-ticket attraction.
That's what I'm thinking, because I know some people are scared to ride that thing. Yeah, exactly. Tonight might not be the time to get in a bucket. Yeah.
When you said that, I literally looked outside and I was like, are you sure about that? Because it's a little scary outside.
I think somebody might be trolling me. But I'm not. As Forrest Gump once said, I'm not a smart man, so I don't know.
No, I just wanted to talk about the cruise ships and just kind of going into like more niche things. I consider myself a fan of Marvel, although lately it feels like it's just been kind of, I don't know, sort of. We've been leaning more into Star Wars now and kind of getting into that and kind of putting Marvel on the back burner. But a Star Wars ship would be so cool.
Okay. Let me get your kind of general consensus on this though, because I'm having an internal struggle right now during the show. Like in the last 15 minutes, I don't know whether I like the Destiny or don't like the Destiny. And I haven't really given this, like, I thought I didn't like it, but like, I don't know, like I'm always like a trends guy. Well, you're sports, right? Everything in sports is trends, right? It's like, what do we know from statistics in the past to try to predict what's going to happen in the future? I mean, that's what it's all about, business and sports. And so we know what Disney's done with 5 ships and their track record. And we're trying to predict, what ship 6 through 10 may look like based on that. And so we got the Destiny, hasn't sailed yet, but we have a good idea of what the ships are gonna, what it's gonna look like and what itineraries it's gonna run. This one is obviously the most well-defined ship to a theme with Spider-Man, Marvel, Black Panther. It's well different than the other ships. So would you like them to keep going more specific like that? Like you said, like with the Destiny being Black Panther and Spider-Man, and the next ship, say Blue Sky, say it was like a Darth Vader on the back, and say Han Solo is the statue in the middle, Death Star chandelier. I mean, is that the way to go, or would you like them to be more kind of classic Disney themes? How would you like to see Disney Cruise Line run?
I feel like I'm kind of struggling right now just thinking of that. But part of me would really like to see like maybe a Star Wars theme ship, or maybe even like a more Pixar centric ship, or I don't know, just kind of tying in IPs together and kind of make those like niche experiences. I would, it'd be nice to see a couple of ships like that, but then it would also be nice to see, our classic, Magic, the Dream, the Fantasy, sort of a cruise ship with those Disney touches, because we went on the Dream in March, and that was an unbelievable experience. And just, having that, just a little touch of Disney here and there was just amazing. So part of me is also like, I don't know how I would feel if the entire thing was like one, centered theme. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting question. I feel like a couple ships would be nice, and then a couple, just like the Dream, Fantasy, Magic and stuff. And I feel like there'll be enough sailing out of, Fort Lauderdale, Port Canaveral, that I feel like you'll have a choice of either, whatever kind of fits your taste. So I guess, the more the better, I guess.
Well, too, and you got to think too, and I love those comments, Jason. That's super smart, because Disney Cruise Line is kind of moving from one kind of a cruise line to another kind of a cruise line, right? They had only 2 ships forever, and then they sailed with only 4 ships forever. Like, I mean, when you only have 2 or 4 ships, what they did to incorporate Marvel and Pixar and Star Wars is that they had 4 ships that were all very similar. They were all very classic Disney, the dream, the fantasy, the magic, and the wonder. And what they did was they did like those Marvel Day at Sea, Star Wars Day at Sea, Pixar Day at Sea. So what they would do is have an overlay on the classic ships for a day or two on specific sailings. And that's how you would I think that was kind of like their attempt to infuse Pixar into Cruise Line and infuse Marvel and infuse Star Wars. But maybe they're getting to the point where now they could say, if you are a Mike Rallman, we offer you the magic, we offer you the wonder, we offer you the dream, we offer you the fantasy. Those are your ships now, Mike Rallman, even the Wish. But if you're a Marvel fan, we have something that is going to blow your mind. We have this ship called the Disney Destiny, and it's going to go to the Bahamas, the Western Caribbean. It's going to sail out of Lauderdale. And then, down the line, if this thing were to catch fire, like you say, they do a Pixar ship. They do a ship that it's not all Pixar, but it leans into Pixar, and then one that leans into Star. Because could you imagine Star Wars just because of the global fandom of Star Wars? I mean, I think the thing would be crazy.
Oh my God, that would be unbelievable. I mean, I think back to watching. I was one of those people that spoiled Rise of the Resistance immediately when it came out, but just watching people on rides for the first time and their mind just you can see it in them that their mind is just being blown right there. But imagine an entire cruise ship or something like that. And then even like a Marvel cruise ship, people feel the same way about Marvel as some people do about Star Wars, and just them walking into that ship and seeing their favorite characters and stuff. I feel like some people are going to really, really enjoy these type of cruises.
Yeah, and Disney, I think, is like a safe bet for a Disney fan to get introduced to cruising. I've said this for so many people that, they're unsure about getting on a cruise ship. And I think Disney's always done such a great job with those 3 and 4 night Bahamian cruises, especially the ones like the Wish is what kind of your introduction right now is to go to Walt Disney World for a few days, catch that transfer over to Port Canaveral because it's so smooth. Like they pick you up at the hotel, they take you over, you get on in just the service on a Disney cruise is incredible. And it just feels uniquely Disney. The entire cruise, Castaway Key's nice. Now you have Lookout Key. And it's when you can add we're getting back to the IP again though. But if you have the opportunity to, if you are back in the day, if you were a huge Star Wars fan, you could do Galactic Star Cruiser, or now at Walt Disney World, if you go to the studios, you can go to Batuu, you can have that unique experience, and Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. So who knows? I mean, they're obviously, this is a strategy for Disney, is to leverage their IP, but they're definitely expanding it out into the cruise line, which we haven't seen, until maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where they continue to go as they add to their fleet. And if they do, in fact, make a Star Wars ship, I think that we deserve a little bit of credit for, talking about this now in 2024. If it sails out in 2028, 2029, I don't know, maybe somebody's listening out there right now.
Hey, give us a stateroom for just a 3-night sailing. We're not even asking for a week. You know what I'm saying? Just give us a weekend. I mean, come on.
Just give us a nice weekend, a comped weekend. You're welcome for the idea. Just, it's one stateroom. It's fine. There's going to be so many more.
That's what I say. And I mean, beggars don't get anything. We don't get anything. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years. I've hardly gotten anything, but you know what? I have a good time doing it. So that's the way I look at it. That's all I get. But I have a great time. So you guys went to Narcoossee's the other night, right?
Yes, we did. It was unbelievable. Vern had the vegetarian dish. It escapes my mind right now, but she wasn't as big a fan as I was of my steak. But yeah, that was an unbelievable experience watching the fireworks. And then literally right as, I think it was before Tinkerbell was flying and the finale and everything, there's this girl that just screams to her mom. She's like, "Thank you, Mom. This is the best Disney trip ever." And you could just feel on the dock, everyone just kind of that collective awe moment. And it was such a fun night.
That's what it's about. That is, I love how you kind of saved that night because you had different plans initially. I wish I could do this. I'm in St. Louis. So when our plans get changed, we end up going to Fritz's frozen custard instead of Dairy Queen. That's kind of our, That's our like deviation. It's not go to Narcoossee's, but
we were sitting in our parking lot debating whether to like take the trek up to her work trip. And as we're debating, I just immediately pulled up the My Disney app. I was like, yeah, let's just see what these reservations look like. It's right down the street.
God, you're living the dream, man. Well, hey, I'm so glad you called tonight. And I just got to tell you, I got to thank you because you add so much to the clubhouse, your conversations, I love talking sports with you, and you add to not just sports. You're the Disney guy over there too, but we have so much in common because I live and die, especially college football, but high school football and baseball. And I feel like we're brothers as well. So thank you for being a part of our community because you bring so much to the table. And I don't get to tell you that enough. So I really appreciate it.
Always, my man. Thank you. I love the Discord. I love posting in there. This college football season, I'll be posting in there. It's going to be a fun one.
It is, man. We're only about 20 some days away. I cannot believe we've made it through another summer.
We really are, aren't we?
And the Cardinals just put one in the basket at Wrigley Field. Mason wins. So hallelujah. Let's go.
There we go.
All right. I'll see you, Jason. You have a good night, and tell Veronica we said hello.
I will. See you, Mike.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. You want to be on the air? Let's talk Disney. Yeah, it's an interesting thing about that cruise line. I'm having this internal struggle, right? Because we have 4 classic ships. Is that enough? Now, can we have other ships that are very well defined? Possibly. So there was another topic I wanted to address tonight. We have, the Treasure is being floated out. That was floated out a couple of days ago. So we're talking about the Destiny, but the Treasure is going to be sailing before the Destiny. That's going to do 7-night runs to the Caribbean. So are you sailing the Treasure? Because that is, let's see, what is it? It's August now. September, 4 months that thing will be sailing. So a lot of you will be sailing on the Treasure here in just 4 months or so. I cannot believe that. Here's the funny thing. When you work in travel, that I talk to Disney Cruise Line reservations every day, multiple times a day. And so I know the people who work there pretty well. Like they have caller ID. So when I call in, there was like Mike, and I was like Frankie or Kat or whoever it is, Goldie. And so they're like my coworkers. So, but here's the thing: we keep joking with each other because in the 4 ship days, we always knew where the ships were going to be. Like we knew that the Fantasy was always the 7-night Caribbean ship. We knew the Dream was always doing these runs. We always knew the Wonder was always in the summer, was always at Alaska, and you always knew the Magic was, always in Europe or something this time of year. Now with all these ships, it's so hard to keep track of where they're going to be because now the Fantasy is going to be over in England for a while, and the Magic's going to be sometimes in Florida, sometimes it's going to be here and there. Now oh man, it's such a mess. But it's great for you guys as somebody who wants to sail with Disney Cruise Line because there are so many different options now. You can sail every ship because the ship's going to be moving around like all these puzzle pieces. So you want to do a 5-night cruise to the Caribbean? Bam, you got a ship for it. You want to do a classic ship? Boom, there it is. So it's great. We have all these different options that we didn't used to have with like 7-night cruises, even a 10-night Southern. I have a friend right now in the 10-night Southern Caribbean. She's just finishing it. 10-night Southern Caribbean cruise on the Fantasy. There's lots of different pieces if you look at the schedules. So your favorite ship might not be doing that same run it's been doing for the last 5, 6, 7 years. You might be able to get on your favorite ship and get to do a whole new itinerary. So that's kind of cute, kind of cool. All right, see, we got a couple other comments. Alfred said they tried to use Star Wars with Star Cruiser and it didn't work. I think that was something. I think there's a lot of Star Wars fans. I think something was weird there with Star Cruiser. I don't know. I still don't understand. We're going to talk about Star Cruiser on Monday's show with a guest from Australia. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Michael says, classic Disney, hang Mr. Toad from the stern, Toad Hall Lounge. Now that would be for the hardcore Disney fan. I would be for that. But I think most people sailing would be like, who is that? What's up with that frog? Just my personal opinion, I think 90% of the people on the ship would be like, who's that crazy British frog? What's the story? Because I don't think anybody knows who Mr. Toad is. And he says, Michael really likes Mr. Toad. He says, infuse Mr. Toad. I just don't think a lot of people would know who Mr. Toad is. Let's see here. Andrew says, I feel like if they do a Star Wars ship, the back should be a TIE fighter chasing an X-Wing. Yes. But should it not be Darth Vader, though? Yeah. Well, what if Darth Vader, though, was in the atrium? Or should it be Jabba the Hutt on his throne? God, so many possibilities. Oh, man. Yeah, I think it should be an X-Wing and a TIE fighter on the tail. Yeah. I think Andrew's right. I'm going to go with that. William says, I want to try a cruise at least once, but it really doesn't draw me in. William, you got to try it once. It's so chill because you get the Disney feel everywhere you go, but it doesn't bonk you in the head. It's there 24/7, but it's so chill. Give it a shot. You'd love it. Oh, William says he loves Mr. Toad. He's over on Facebook. Carolyn, our friend out in California, says Star Cruiser was just too expensive. For a family of 4, we just could not swing the price. And I agree. That's why I didn't do it. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I couldn't. It was either, and again, here's what it came down to me. For me, it was go to Star Cruiser or take a Disney cruise. And I was going to pick the Disney cruise every time over Star Cruiser because I want to be seeing the ocean. I want to go to a beach. Like, that's just me. I would rather, I'm not a cosplayer. I love Star Wars, but I'd much rather be on a cruise ship with like the ocean breezes and having all these good meals and stuff. So that was going to be my pick because they were about the same price. Jason says a lot of people said they couldn't pay Star Cruiser price because it didn't go anywhere. A ship would, though. And Jason says exactly what I said. Carolyn says Jabba the Hutt bar. Yes. See, and they did have that Star Wars bar on the Wish, which was pretty cool. They could have done more with it. I wish they would have made it more like Oga's Cantina at the studios. Like, they could have gone a little bit more. I wish they had like a DJ Rex. I love DJ Rex at Oga's Cantina, by the way. It was basically like a Skyline bar on the Wish with a Star Wars theme, which was fine. And the drinks were cool. They had this little gun that shot like bubbles into the air, these like spheres. That was sweet. I was also dressed like Jack Sparrow in the Star Wars bar. So that was totally 2 universes all in one. But yeah, that was fun. Jabba the Hutt bar, like that. Jason says also a Star Wars ship will be called the Disney Hope, right? No, it's the Disney Cruiser. I think we established that the Disney Hope. Okay, we have a lot of names here we can go with. We need a whiteboard. William says the value isn't there for Star Cruiser except for its biggest fans. I agree there. I think that's it. And Seth says, howdy y'all from down in Texas. Seth is headed to Disneyland here to run the Disneyland Halloween half. And that is coming up in 1 month. That's another thing. That's what I was going to talk about. Run Disney race season starts in 1 month. And we're back to Run Disney next season. So we have the Disneyland Halloween half race weekend starting in 1 month, Labor Day weekend. I can't believe Labor Day weekend's in a month. That is crazy. My dad is actually out in Los Angeles right now for the Rams training camp for radio. I can't believe it because they're having a football game next week. And then let's see. So after that, we'll have the Halloween half out in Anaheim that weekend. Then we'll have Wine and Dine coming up in Walt Disney World the end of November. So you excited for Run Disney races? What are you running this year? I'm signed up for marathon weekend. I'll be doing Dopey for the last time. Let me make sure I get this right. Hang on. Let's see here.
This is me saying I'm doing Dopey for the last time.
Did everybody hear that? That's right. For the last time, I'm doing Dopey. Had to pull that out. Yes. And then I'm also going to finish off with the Disneyland half marathon weekend. And out there, I'm going to finish it the right way this time. I'm going to do the 5, the 10, and the half. Because I got out there last year and I didn't sign up for the 5K. And I found out the 5K was the best race out of the 3. The 5K starts in Disneyland and you run around Disneyland basically the whole time. I was like, what? Because the half marathon, as fun as that is to run 13 miles, most of it we were running out like way out in Anaheim, which everybody told me this was going to be the case, but I hadn't run it before, so I didn't know. I mean, we were way out in Anaheim, and we were running over overpasses and over these big hills and stuff. I mean, I will tell you, if you've never run out in Anaheim, it was pretty because if you never see mountains, there was a sunrise coming up over the mountains. Now that was awesome. For somebody that's from the Midwest, I will give you that. That was worth the price of admission. Seeing the sunrise come up over the mountains in Anaheim, chef's kiss. That was awesome. Even though it was kind of a shady neighborhood I was going through at the time. I didn't care. I was just kept looking at the mountains, but that was beautiful. We got to run through where the Anaheim Mighty Ducks played. That was kind of cool. The parking lot. We ran next to like an old dried out river channel thing. That was sketchy because you had to run like the zigzags up this hill. That was hard. But the 5 and the 10K is where it's at out in Anaheim. So I didn't sign up for the 5K because again, last year, remember, they were back to back, like Dopey and Disneyland. And I thought, well, I'm going to come home and work for a couple days. But I mean, who cared at that point? I should have just signed up for the 5K anyway. So this year I made sure I got in the 5K so I can run and have fun in Disneyland because that was probably the best race. So that'll be my season this year. It's going to be Dopey and then Disneyland, I think is what's going to Seth says, isn't Anaheim flat though? It is for the majority of it flat, but there's in the half marathon, you got to go over an overpass. At least in the Disneyland half marathon, at like mile 2 or 3, they take you on an overpass where you got to over this hump by these hotels. And it was pretty steep. People were walking it. I mean, I tried to keep running, but it was a bigger hill than you ever have at Walt Disney World. It's not a big hill though. If you're a runner, I'm not very good. I kind of stink at that. So I'm just a whiner. So that's going to kind of do it for today's show. I think we had a couple of calls. We had some fun Disney talk. I hope we kept you entertained for the hour. And William says, give me bionic legs and maybe I'll do one of these runs. I think I'm going to need some someday because my legs are shot. My knees are shot. That's why I think I'm calling it quits after this time. Did I remind you that
this will be my last Dopey challenge? Just so you know, this is the last Dopey challenge.
Okay, just so everybody knows. I just got to make sure you heard that. Okay, did everybody hear that? Okay, good. And Carolyn says, love the show. Carolyn, we love that you're always here. We appreciate that so much. And I can't wait to get out to California again. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so I appreciate you guys being here on a Sunday night. Scott had to pick up his dad. I totally get it. He'll be back next Sunday night. We'll be taking your calls. Hey, we need your calls, though. If we're going to do an open line on Sunday night, so please, Jason gave us a call. We got other calls. But we need calls on Sunday night. So please give us a holler next Sunday night. You tell us the topics. We'll talk about anything you want. But don't forget, show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure, whether it's out to Anaheim, down to Walt Disney World, sailing with the Disney Cruise Line. You pick your ship. I'm not going to judge. I like the fantasy. Pam likes the Wish. I can't wait to get on the Magic. Oh my gosh. The Magic will probably be my new favorite ship. I just haven't been on her since 1998, since the first year she sailed. I guarantee you when I get off her, she'll be my favorite ship probably. But wherever you want to sail, we'll help you out there, give you an onboard credit. Adventures by Disney. Hey, just do me a favor. Go to themagicforless.com, fill out the quote form, mention the show. The quote comes right to me, Mike Rallman. We are working together and we have a good time planning these trips. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you're buying those back to school supplies. I just bought something for Mallory. She's in high school, but she needed a pencil pouch. Who knew they still need pencil pouches in high school, but she wanted one that had an M on it and it had to be clear. So there I am. I hunted $10.99. Dude, I paid $10.99 for a pencil pouch, but it's my daughter. So I had to make it happen. Got here. Let's see, I ordered it yesterday, got here today. Boom. Save the day. Super dad. So if you're going to do stuff like that for your kids, please use our Amazon affiliate link. Just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon first. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. $5 a month helps us pay for all this, the video hosting, the audio hosting, the bandwidth. It keeps us on the air. It really does. Thank you to everybody who is a patron already. If you aren't, we'd love to have your support. Just $5 a month. It's like a coffee a month. And you'll get a bonus show every week as a thank you for that. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Today, what I did, I found my old iPod Classic from like 2006. And I finally found a 30-pin connector so I could charge it. This thing has not been charged in probably 20 years. I plugged it in, I charged it, and I went through all the podcasts that were on there since the last time I had loaded it. So I read off all the podcast episodes that I was listening to the last time I had plugged it in. And it was funny. I talked about the videos that were on there, the movies, the music. So that was today's Mike in the Midwest. So if you want to get a little bonus show and talk about everything that's going on in the world, check it out. So patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give me a follow on social media at BeOurGuestMike, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And of course, come over to the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse. That's where we all hang out all the time. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Clubhouse. And we'll see you here next Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Give me a call and let's talk Disney. All right. Until then, we'll have great shows this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pam and Ricky are going to be joining me. Pam is back. So we're going to have a good time. Promise you that. And I just got to tell you this before I get out of here today. I appreciate you. I truly do. I don't get to say that enough because I know when we're closing out the shows, I try to get in a hurry because I know you guys are busy and I know our shows get long and we have a lot of shows. But I just want to take this time to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love doing these shows. And I have been so lucky to get to do these podcasts since 2008. Since my daughter was 2 months old, I've been doing these podcasts without missing any shows since 2008, having a good time, talking Disney with you guys. And I love doing this stuff. This is so fun. This is like my, we talk about like, this is my Disney World. This is my fun. This is my little toy shop right here. This is it. This is what I always wanted to do. And it's because you support what we do. You guys call in, you guys comment in the clubhouse, you guys download the shows. You guys are kind to me. You're kind to each other. We have the best community. We have runners. We have people that help each other all the time. I don't know why we have the best community, but we do. And I was thinking about this morning while I was walking, just kind of reflecting on things. I did a sunrise walk this morning. And we're truly blessed to have what we have. And I'm truly blessed to get to be a part of this. And I just want to say thank you for supporting what we do, because I don't say that enough. And I just want you to know that I never take you downloading our show for granted. I always want to give you my best effort. I never want to miss a podcast. And I just thank you because I always want to be here for you guys. And I appreciate y'all, each and every one of you, so very much. If you ever need anything, you just give me a yell. All right, time to get out of here. Going to give you some good shows this week. I'm going to give you my best effort. I promise you that. So you guys have a great Sunday night or a great Thursday. Until we talk again, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That was fun. Doing a show that long by yourself is hard. William, I'll try to get you on a ship. Yes, they still apparently do use pencils. Who knew? I know. My wife said she needed a pencil pouch and sent me the link, and bam, there it was. I'm so, Carolyn, that is too kind. And you always being here, and you have so many good opinions with Disneyland that you are such an asset to our community, and I appreciate that so much. That is so good. And William, I appreciate that so much because you have knowledge that I need. You are an asset to all of us, and your passion's awesome. All right, so I am going to get out of here, edit this show, and go for a walk with my wife. And it is still 90 degrees outside. It's hot. But we got to finish our last 2 miles. All right, guys, I will see you. We have a show coming out here in well, we're not going to touch grass. We're going to walk on the pavement. But let's see. So we have our shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday show tomorrow is with Natalie from Australia. It's really cool. Galactic Star Cruiser talk. So hope you enjoy that. Wednesday and Friday is going to be Pam and Ricky because Pam is back. So have a good night, and we will come back tomorrow. We're going to record around 5:30 Eastern. So we'll be here. All right. See y'all later, lady. See y'all later. It's been a day. Bye, guys.